The Face in the Mirror on Aging, DNA, and Unexpected Inheritances. Dear Dad, this is the first letter I've written to you in over 40 years. When I was 27, I moved to San Francisco, where you were living, and for the rest of your life we lived in proximity to one another. Once we started seeing each other in person regularly, there was no need for us to correspond anymore. Our letter writing fell away. The long, amazing letters I received from you all arrived between the time I was 14 and 27. You could see my post, The Hippie Dad Who Never Stopped Writing, for some awesome artistic examples. I'll put the link in the show notes. Dad, do you recall that time when you were my age, 69, and my roommate Daphne was going to nursing school? She had an assignment to interview a well elder, and she chose you. Shortly after your interview with her, you had your first heart attack, the first of 7 that would ultimately kill you. I remember joking with you about that well elder interview, how you slipped it in under the wire while you were still healthy. Now you've been dead for 25 years, and suddenly I feel the need to write to you again. I want to tell you a couple of things. About this moment 5 years ago, I just climbed out of one of the steamy late-night Epsom salt baths I love so much. I was wrapping a big warm towel around me when I caught sight of my face in the bathroom mirror. I stopped, stared at my reflection. I looked closer, and right there, growing out of one of my well-mannered blonde eyebrows, was a single wiry white hair, long, stiff, and curly, so unlike all my other tidy, team player brow hairs. My God, it was your eyebrow looking back at me. You were staring back at me. I was awed by the power of DNA. Your genes in my body. I'd always loved your quirky Albert Einstein mad scientist eyebrows, and now they were growing out of my face. I loved that single offbeat hair, so like my offbeat father. Now skip forward with me in time, Dad, to last night. As I was getting ready for bed, I realized I was way too grungy to go to sleep without a shower. It had been a few days. Showering has been a tender challenge since my breast cancer surgery 3 weeks ago. As I undressed, I caught sight of myself in the bathroom mirror. I was shocked by what I saw. I swear I've aged 10 years since the last time I really looked at myself in the mirror. I've lost 25 pounds in September when I had my first attack of diverticulitis. My body has been stressed through 3 diverticulitis flares, and now I'm dealing with breast cancer, too. I knew I'd been through a lot physically, but I hadn't noticed the evidence before. It seemed like it all accumulated and then just showed up all at once. There was stress written all over my face. And my neck. It had suddenly turned into an old lady's neck. I wanted to run and grab a scarf and cover it up, pretty it up with fabric. I couldn't handle the raw, unvarnished truth in front of me. I could barely look at it. That's when I remembered an exercise Ellen Bass and I published 38 years ago in The Courage to Heal, in the chapter Bodies, which was filled with suggestions for ways that women could reclaim their bodies after sexual abuse. The 1-inch exercise involved engaging with 1 inch of your body at a time, pampering that tiny, unloved square inch of flesh with soft fabrics, velvets, silks, chemise, adorning it with sweet-smelling lotions and creams, touching it with awareness, beaming, or writing messages of love into that 1 square inch. After that inch felt loved, you could move on and lavish the adjacent inch and love it up the same way, and then move on to the next inch, and so on. It looks like I'm going to have to reclaim my old wrinkly neck 1 inch at a time. My whole life, I have always been pleased that I'd inherited my mother's good skin. My skin was flawless and smooth for decades, and I never did anything to care for it. I've noticed myself getting older, sure, but I've always looked younger than my age. This was like a dramatic dive off a cliff into a whole new face. But it wasn't all bad, and that's what I wanted to write to you about. You know what the sweet part was, Dad? When I looked in the mirror, I saw you looking back at me. Your old face that I loved so much. The older I get, the more I look like you. I'll never forget this one day when you were 81 years old. You and your common-law wife, Ophelia, were living in your apartment, at Project Artaud in San Francisco. She was your love, your muse, and at that point in your life, your nurse. She took such good care of you. By then, you'd had 7 heart attacks and needed oxygen around the clock. I just arrived for a visit and quietly let myself in. I found you sitting by the funky metal clothing rack in the back that you used to hang your thrift store shirts. You were looking at this old mirror you'd bought at Goodwill. They had a big thrift store right down the street that you favored. You didn't realize I'd come in, or that I was watching you. You were having a private moment, a moment you thought was private, just staring at yourself in the mirror. You'd never been a vain man, but you were fixated on your reflection. You had the most puzzled look on your face. Then you said out loud, in the most plaintive voice possible, "But I still feel 13 on the inside." 6 months later, you died of heart failure, Ophelia and I by your side. And now, 25 years later, your stiff eyebrows are corkscrewing out of mine. My face is getting craggy and lined like yours, and my mother's good skin is a thing of the past. Until now, I'd always assumed that aging would be a gradual thing, not a leaps and bounds kind of thing. But I think I was wrong. I'm bounding into a whole new category now. My journey as I looked into the mirror tonight: shock, astonishment, amazement, dismay, repulsion, curiosity, recognition, acceptance, love. How could I hate my new lines and wrinkles and sags when they remind me so much of you? Thanks for the face, Dad. I'm glad I'm still here to enjoy it. And now, for those of you listening, it's your turn. Who do you see when you look in the mirror? And I invite you to leave a comment. Also, if you'd like to see pictures of me looking in the mirror and my dad's face and my mother's perfect skin, you can check out the post on Substack. I will put the link in the show notes. I also want to invite you to retreat with me this spring to embrace the woman you are becoming at a retreat called Flourishing as We Age, June 1st to 7th, 2026. As we age, we are given the profound opportunity to reshape our lives, embracing new roles, possibilities, and ways of being in the world. Aging is not just about getting older, it's about evolving, adapting, stepping into our power in new ways. In a world full of uncertainty, the ability to stay grounded, resilient, and resourceful is essential. Flourishing as We Age is a transformative 7-day retreat designed to help you navigate this stage of life with clarity, courage, and connection. This life-changing retreat is appropriate for writers at all levels. You do not even need to consider yourself a writer to attend. If you are willing to use words as a tool for healing, connection, and community building, you're welcome to join us. Join me next spring for a magnificent, transformative 7-day retreat at a beautiful, relaxing oceanfront location in Santa Cruz, California. There'll be information in the show notes. And remember, every time you click the heart, leave a comment, or share a post, you're making it easier for new readers to discover the writer's journey.